Hey everyone, it's Milady Samantha here, and welcome to the Miraculous Fanfiction, A Glitch in the System, Chapter 21. This is all written and narrated by Milady Samantha. Please enjoy. Be sure to leave a like and a comment.
I think I might love her,
He finished. Ladybug could no longer contain her tears. She'd waited too long that now her prince had fallen for another girl. Before Cat got the chance to tell Ladybug who the girl was, the raven-haired heroine unlatched her yo-yo from around her petite waist and flung it at the nearest building and swung away. The whole way home, Ladybug cried. The tears just wouldn't stop flowing. She had left a very sad and confused Cat Noir alone. Ladybug returned home and dismissed her transformation. A heartbroken Marinette was left underneath. Words were playing in her head.
I recently just realized how much this girl means to me, and I think I might love her.
Cat Noir's words had felt like a slap in the face to Marinette. Marinette hastily threw herself onto her chastity. Harsh tears burnt against her cheeks, and her chest tightened as her breath became short. Tiki's face etched with despair. Marinette couldn't mask her sadness. Nothing mattered to her anymore. It felt like her whole world had fallen apart. Tiki's concern grew regarding Marinette, as now there was a big chance she'd become Shadow Moth's next puppet.
Marinette!
Tiki alerted as she flew to her charge's side. Marinette had her entire face covered by her pillow. She was still sobbing intensely, struggling for air.
Adrian!
She muffled croakily.
Why can't you love me?
She huskily whispered. Marinette's depression had consumed her. Tiki knew she needed to get her attention.
It's going to be alright, Marinette.
She cooed softly, hoping it would cause her to sit up. Marinette's never-ending tears still pierced her cheeks harshly. Marinette then lazily lifted herself up and slouched.
How is it going to be okay, Tiki?
She sighed as she looked to her Kwame. Marinette's eyes were like a window. They mirrored her emotions. Her eyes looked like they'd lost all hope. They looked lonely and afraid. Tiki sympathized with her and affectionately nudged herself into Marinette's cheek.
Because Adrian loves you,
She asserted. Marinette frowned.
No, Tiki. Adrian loves another girl now,
She mumbled. Tiki furrowed her brows.
Oh, but Marinette.
She squeaked as Marinette again faced away from her. Marinette clutched her hand on her heart. She'd never felt this miserable before. Her eyes were blotchy, snot ran down her nose, and her eye bags had returned due to more mascara smearing from her eyes. From her tears, Tiki wasn't sure how to convince Marinette, but she just knew that Adrian had fallen for both sides of her. She could see it when she'd witnessed them together at school.
We Kwamis can't fall in love, you know,
Tiki stated. Marinette Marinette's eyes widened as she spun herself around. No way! She almost shouted at the shock. A sad expression again glued to her features.
That's so sad, Tiki. Everyone deserves to fall in love.
Marinette retorted, her heart full of empathy. Tiki smiled.
No, it's okay, Marinette. I'm just glad I get to witness it from you,
she blurted. Marinette smiled sadly.
I'm hopeless in the love department, Tiki. I've been rejecting Adrian for Adrian,
she screamed hastily as she mentally slapped herself. Tiki let out a giggle.
Oh, but you didn't know they were the same, so don't blame yourself,
she chuckled. Marinette smiled.
You're right, Tiki. I'll do something to keep my mind off it,
she announced as she drew a smile to her face. Tiki didn't want Marinette to hide from her own feelings, but allowed her holder to distract herself. Marinette got off her chastity and walked over to her desk. She sat down on the pink chair as she lovingly picked up her sketchbook. Marinette thought she could use this free time to catch up on some of her designs. Ever since she became the Guardian, Marinette lost the ability to be flexible, and therefore her dream was being pushed to the side. Marinette didn't let herself complain though. She knew that she had to do what was right for Paris, and after all, Master Fu had entrusted the miracle box to her, and she couldn't let him down. Marinette began to reminisce on the time she'd spent with Master Fu. She held the man dearly in her heart. He was her teacher, and most importantly, a dear friend, and Marinette missed him terribly. A tear fought its way down Marinette's cheek and landed onto her sketchbook. She'd found herself to be sketching out a pleated skirt. She dotted around some roses in hopes of beautifying her design. The roses brought dread into Marinette's heart. Flashbacks of Cat Noir declaring his love to her as Ladybug. All the roses she had declined, all those feelings of love she'd turned down. Marinette was very upset with herself. Why couldn't I have just accepted his love? She found herself thinking as she harshly placed her pencil back down. Marinette stood from her seat and decided to go up onto the balcony. Tiki watched as her Ladybug removed herself from the room. Marinette glanced up at the stars. She was lost in thought. She daydreamed about the missed chances. She wondered what her and Adrian could have been. She wondered what Cat Noir would think if he knew who she was. Would it change things? Would it be a waste of time? Marinette's head began to hurt. Her memories and thoughts were causing her to feel dizzy. Her emotions were unstable, and tears again welled in her beautiful bluebell eyes. Tears sliced at her cheeks with a burning sensation as they dripped down her face. Marinette fell to the floor as she cried. She cried for Adrian, for Cat Noir, and for the love she wished they had had. Marinette was barely paying any attention as a dark figure landed behind her. It then slowly made its way towards her.